Hey there team, I'm just going to show you through quickly the tenders feature and how you can respond to roasters, all the information you find and all the ways you can find their contact detail after they've requested them for you, as well as showing you a little bit of like what this looks like for a roaster and how they can share this information with you as an importer. So what you'll see when you get your first response or your first tender request, as they come through, they'll come up here in your notifications and you can actually click show tender, taking you directly to that individual tender. But you can also go down here, guys, and see tenders on the left-hand side. So let's click in there. So here, guys, you have an overview of your tenders. In this space, we can see active and archived. You have the ability to archive a tender on its detail page once you're no longer using it. You can see the name of the roastery, so that's the one in the top there, and then underneath you can see the name of the tender, giving you an idea of what they're using it for or what they're looking for. Next, down in the circle here, we can see how many quotes we have sent. So this is just the amount of quotes that you and your team have provided for this customer about this one. And then finally, we have the origins, the target price, the volume, and the decision date. An important thing to understand here, guys, is the decision date. If it's green, means it's still upcoming. If it's red, mean it has passed. That doesn't mean you cannot offer them anything or talk to them. It just means that they've gone past that deadline, so they might have already found a solution for this. But let's go in and have a look at this one here. So we can see much more granular detail now about this tender. We can see that they've actually also set a maximum price. They've set their most important driver, which can be set as quality, quantity, or price. So this helps you understand, are they willing to negotiate, or maybe you have some lower volume or different things like that to meet, but it just helps you set what their most important thing is. You can then see all of the origins they've provided, all of the processes, if there's any grade or tasting notes in our coffee detail area here. We then have contract detail. We can see when the customer is planning on drawing this coffee down from which month to which month, the total volume and their desired payment terms, as well as if they have a delivery frequency or if they're going to be picking it up in this case. All this information that we see here on tender details, coffee details, contract details, and even their little note or message they've sent you there, this is just helping to inform you about what they need. This does not limit what you can provide them. You can provide them anything. If you do not have any origins here, you could provide them an alternate. It's important, and the most success seen from this is providing them things that are actionable and accurate. Otherwise, they won't look to engage with you and they'll lose trust with you as an importer. The next thing here is we can see the roasters icon here. So you can see the person from the roastery, their role, and then you can also click through and head to their roastery page and see more details, or you can chat with them on the platform. So before we get looking into quotes, let me show you extra ways that you can find out more information, and let's head to their roaster page. When we click through here, we get taken to an overview of this roaster. You can also get here via the customers tab on your left toolbar if you wanted to come and look for your customers. So now my head's a little bit smaller, guys. We can see on the top here the team members, and you can chat with them on the platform and understand their roles. You can see any notes or any activities that you've been using in the CRM, which is also accessible in the top right. But then below that, you can see all of the interactions that this customer has with you and your organization on the platform right here, as well as any of the settings that you have for this customer. So if you've assigned them an account manager, whether you've given them pricing, visibility, or payment terms, and you can edit that there. But guys, if you want to get more granular information and more details about these customers, because potentially you want to give them a call or you want to reach out to them in a different way, we can go through to the CRM. This is the environment where you can make the logging of a note, a call, a meeting, or even a requirement. But also we can see their information like their contacts, and this is their maybe mobile numbers, best email addresses, and anything like that. You can also add different contacts if required, or if any contact here has the green circle on it, this means this is coming directly from the customer, and it's the most up-to-date version of that they've put onto the platform. So that's just a bit of a way you can find out more details about the customer. One last thing quickly, while I'm in the CRM for you guys, you can set a requirement log. So you can set this, you can put a price range in, you can make a little note, and you can add this so you and your team know what this customer is looking for in the future. And this is actually building up your private library. So when we have the ability, we can release a feature that will then search these libraries and help you connect your customers' requirements with your own offerings. But for now, guys, let's jump back to the tender and let me show you how you can submit an offer to a customer. Awesome. So now we're back here on the tender page. We can see we've actually got 2 offers that have been sent. So you can see there was 2 options. We have a Costa Rican and an El Salvador coffee that have been sent. We can click view and be taken to those offers. But let me show you under our actions here what we can do. We have 3 options of the tender. You can refuse. This is letting the customer know that, hey, I can't provide any options for you around this coffee. This is a worst case scenario. It's important if you see this and you go, hang on, they're asking for these coffees, but maybe we only serve Brazilian coffees or Colombian coffees. Maybe I need to talk to them. You can go through this direction here like I showed you guys, and you can contact them directly to find out if they would be willing to still have an offer of the origin or the coffees you can provide. A refuse is a last case scenario. The next we have is prepare quote, which is the same as preparing a quote on the platform like normal, but I will take you through that quickly. Or you can archive it, which will just move it out of there. It'll never delete it. It'll just move it out of your live and active tenders you're looking at. But let's go and quickly prepare a quote. Here we go, guys. We don't have to select the customer because the system's already linked it directly from them. You now have access to your whole library, so you can scroll through it all, or if you want to start typing and go, it'll narrow down to those coffee names there. You can select the coffees. You can select the volume you're wanting to provide in bags, all the details like you normally would. If you want to tell them how often you would plan to send it to them, you can. And then any other details. You can also set, as you would with a normal quote, how long this is valid till. This is an important thing because this says when the roaster can accept it by. So it'll alert them to say they need to make a decision, and you can leave any comments and notes you need underneath there, and then hit send quote. Awesome. So now we can see that new one I made for the Ethiopian Chantuini has already been added into our list here, and we can see it against the others straight away, knowing that we've had 3 quotes that are submitted for this customer. So guys, that was a quick overview of our tender feature. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at support@greensquare.co. But until next time, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you all soon.